Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 55 of the UTR Pro Tennis Tour podcast. My name is James Mackay, Director and Player and Collegiate Development at UTR Sports. As you know, the UTR Pro Tennis Tour is the go-to tour for rising tennis professionals across the world. Guaranteed matches, guaranteed prize money. Next on the show, I have Tucker Clary, head women's tennis coach at the University of Arkansas. Tucker, welcome on.
Thanks for having me, brother.
If you don't know, the unfortunate news that just came out last week, Arkansas men's and women's tennis were told that they were no longer going to continue and both programs were going to be eliminated. I have obviously been very passionate about this subject because I'm very passionate about college tennis. I know Tucker very well and Jay very well as well. Great partners of UTR, but also fully believe in what they are doing as coaches. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to pass it on to Tucker. Tucker, first of all, from everyone at UTR, very apologetic for what's occurred here.
Appreciate you.
But if you can share kind of how you're doing, first of all, how your athletes are doing, what the next step is for you personally, your players, and also for the program. I think everyone would really appreciate this.
Yeah, James, first, I appreciate you getting us on here. I think it was really important, to take the weekend and just be there for the team and my family. I mean, I think something that isn't talked about enough is the road dogs that are our families and our wives. I know Jen, Wadia would say the same with her kids and Jay. So just being there to digest it. The first question everyone kind of asks is how long have we known? And I would tell you at 10:30 in the morning is when we found out, thinking we were, going to discuss some things regarding our actually next year PTT tournament, believe it or not. And, we were kind of given no notice. Transparently didn't think it was possible based on the conversations we were having. A ton about next year. I mean, even in the leaks leading up, I was recruiting not too long ago, to be honest with you. So it's shocking, and we actually just some of the sad things happened. One of our girls is playing a PTT as it happened, so she has to get off the court and find out the news. We had to tell the team before 1 because that's when it was all coming out, and just sitting there and weighing in the heaviness with no answers to exactly what we're going to do and how this is going to go about is one of the toughest things I've ever had to do. We sat down and we talked, and there's all the questions of why. You can read the financial piece, but the truth is we don't really know. It's a really hard thing to deal with. The girls they're amazing. If anyone's ever seen my teams, we're tough. We really work with these girls on emotional maturity, and they're the best group on the planet. If they're not able to come with me somewhere, someone's going to get some of the most awesome young women on the freaking planet, man. I know you got to see us at Tennessee, maybe not our best performance, but those girls did not quit, and they didn't quit the whole year. And we really, really thought we were building something special here. Every day you see I'm still here. I'm not giving up on these young women. We're gonna spend every single day going through the process. We've got, every single coach I'm gonna call for these young women if I can't take them with me. And obviously in the best case scenario, something opens for us. But yeah, I mean, we just were at the men's selection show yesterday. We got to appreciate these young men and women who just worked their tail off, and I feel for them, and they got to go play. With all of this. But, first I want to just say, if you've been around the program, the amazing support that showed out yesterday, I hope you guys are seeing this. 200 people to go out and watch a selection show and be there and talk and share your stories and do everything you can for this program. It means the world. You guys, we're going through hell right now, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. We're going through hell. Our families are going through hell. My kids are going through hell. We've given 5 years to this. And today I'm going to be strong for everybody, because I think there's a bigger point in college tennis that if I can share my experiences, that we can make sure that this sport can continue to grow, because there's so much talent out there. There's so much quality tennis. There's so many opportunities that these kids need, that this structure that's changed when the NIL era came, and COVID as well, it's weighed heavy and heavy and heavy.
Before we talk about the bigger picture, like you just mentioned. By the way, we really appreciate your honesty here, Tucker, and really
Yes.
appreciate you coming on and sharing, because this isn't easy. But what actually happened? You got a text message or a call Wednesday morning, or what day was it? And
Yeah.
what did your AD say was the reason in that meeting, if anything?
Yeah. No, we didn't have any knowledge going into it. We legitimately, we went in thinking that we were going to talk about some things in the future. The PTT was at the precedent of that, just because we were working on how we were going to make it all work and showing the value that event has brought to us. That's not a sell on UTR right now. That's exactly what we were doing. And we came in, and they had let us know that the financial aspects of this were something they couldn't control. And to be transparent, Hunter's been amazing to me. He's been amazing to Jay. There was no indication of this. There's been a lot of conversation. I mean, I think this is a bigger thing than just just I guess you would say the AD aspect. I think I have to say that I have a lot of appreciation for what Arkansas has done for us. I think that this is showing a bigger picture of what's really going on in college sports. But as far as like the rest of it, Jay and I are hopefully in the next couple of days and weeks going to discuss what we can do for the players and what's going on and the circumstances behind it. But the same, like, we've got so many alumni reaching out, and we don't have the answers to this outside of what you guys have seen published, which is there's a financial aspect to which the school, the board, and everyone had to make this decision.
Got it. Have they given your athletes time? Have they given you as a staff time? Like, is it, hey, you got to pack your stuff and be out in a month? Like, how does this work?
No. So, I mean, gracefully, they've given the kids scholarships for the remainder of the time they want to be here. They've given, me a little bit of time, our coaches a little bit of time. And those are things that we're still discussing that, it's still being worked out to this day. I mean, it's all happened so fast, but no, like I said, we're still in the building. We're going to make sure these girls are at the right place. We're all taking time, and there's been a unlimited, amount of resources that are going to be here for these girls. And I mean, especially, there's some really good people on campus that have been truly, truly amazing, that I also want to sing praises in a really dark time for all of us. They, not just me and the coaches, but there's a lot of people out here who are trying to help these young men and women, because none of them want to leave. That's the truth. We are making sure that they can go through their process. They can go through the grieving process. I know the portal's coming, and we're going to make sure that they have time to make this, because they're not ready to make a decision that's best for them. They're not. And we've got to, right now, it's not time to think about me. It's time to think about each of these young women and the men too on the other side, and my coaches, on how we can make sure that they're taken care of, because we're not head coaches. I'm not paid out enough. I got to go to work. My two kids need support, and the same with the families that are affected in this. It's not something where we're all going to be able to do something forever, but they are helping us to find what's next for everybody.
I'm getting frustrated. Just one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
Like, were your players all in Fayetteville? I know you said one was playing a PTT. Did you tell your players team through a call? Was it in person?
No, we pulled them out of class. The first thing, I'm actually in the middle of the meeting, and we're talking, and I texted all of them. We got to meet. And you can imagine every single fear that comes into it. Not cutting, like, are we losing our coach? Are we getting this? We were a little bit too much outside the cut line for them to think maybe there was a chance. I think we're 49. So they knew something wasn't right. And we met everybody upstairs, and both teams, and had to deliver something that's so heavy that's impossible. I mean, we were lucky enough to give them a little bit of time before the news came out. I mean, that was really important to Jay and I, as well as the administration. But it wasn't something easy. So we've had follow-up meetings every single day, James. It's every day, and they're getting pulled in a million directions. And text calls, they are just, we're trying to keep them as zeroed in and close knit as we can to make sure that they're well taken care of. But no, we sent a text, you got to get out of class. We've got to make sure that we can wrap your heads around everything and wrap our arms around each other.
By the way, I've said this the other day, yesterday, I think, but
Yes.
what players, coaches, fans, parents need to remember is going in the transfer portal sounds like a good idea, and sometimes it is, but at the same time, it's very, very stressful.
Very.
You go in there as a player, your phone is off the hook.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do. You're afraid of making the wrong decision. You have to weigh up so many options. You got to do applications, new visa process.
It's insane.
It's hard. It's hard and it's stressful. And obviously now we're going to have student athletes on the women's team and the men's team that are going to have to embark on that process, or stay at Arkansas. But anyway, let's talk about the bigger picture here, right? You have met with Hunter, your AD. He's informed you of the next steps and what they want to do. What would you say to college tennis out there? What would you say to coaches out there that maybe will tune in and listen to this? What would you advise to them?
Look, as safe as you feel, this is the wild, wild west that we're in. And there's some programs who I think they do the best job on the planet. And looking back, when you get through the frustration and you get through all the first thoughts that are not productive, you get to what could we have done better and what am I going to do better in my next stop. And the main reason I wanted to take this call is I want to be out there and be an advocate. We've got to change our job titles. We've got to become fundraisers and ADs of our own programs. I know from personal experience and other programs, hey, don't fundraise. You've got to put your boots in the ground, knock on every door, do the clinics that you don't want to. We don't open anything to our facility here. It's been amazing. We've got to do everything we can to become a staple. And at Arkansas, there's a rich tradition. Just talk to Coach Cox for 5 seconds, and you'll know everything you need to know. We need to do more. We need to be across the state, every game, every donor dinner, have as many clinics, do the things that make us stressed out that we don't want to do, because that's going to be the difference. You've got to make yourself as valuable as possible. You've got to be more valuable than the replacement. And as sad as this is, and as much as I wish it wasn't this way, I just hope that everybody takes a look at this and says, how can we become more valuable to our programs? How can we become more valuable to the state and to these universities? And we've got to endow ourselves. There's so many things. And luckily enough, Lloyd Bruce Burgess is one of my best friends, and he gave me a ton of advice after what happened to Iowa. And looking back, and I just look at the Ivy Leagues and I look at how well they've done to endow. And yeah, sure, it's different, but it doesn't mean you can't start with something and build. And wherever I go, whoever will answer the phone, I've talked to Dave Mullins about this. We've got to change the model that was there 20, 30 years ago. And believe me, my mentors, guys like Todd Petty and Andy Jackson, they believe in tennis first. And that's how I run my program. And looking back, we've had amazing relationships, but we have to take no for an answer. We have one of the best facilities, the best fan bases. It's been amazing. And we should have done more. And looking back, you can't be comfortable in where you're at. You've got to do it. And I know that everybody that's been here for a long time thinks the same. You know, what more could we have done? And we can sit there and say we don't deserve this, but right now it's about everybody else staying. And we've got thousands and thousands of kids who need to go play college tennis over the next couple of years. And we've got to talk and be open about these conversations and ask how the great programs do it. And even if we take 10% of what they do, we're all going to be in a better position.
I hope we listen to that. Those are firm words. Changing job titles, fundraisers, ADs of our sport. And I completely agree with you, right? Like, the percentage of time that you should be on court probably needs to reduce going forward. Winning championships is great, but I spoke with a coach recently who won a championship and not much changed for his personal situation. And that's just where we are right now, right? So Tucker is giving real life advice to coaches out there. I've said this so many times that it is not all about those wins and losses. Make your facility, your program, a business. Yes, I work for UTR, but this is not a sales pitch. It's not. I now see what UTR actually do. And I didn't know this when I was a coach. Make your facility a UTR hub. The percentage of all revenue of everything that you decide to do can go straight to your budget. There are players everywhere that would want to come play on your campus, that would love to play in front of a head coach like Tucker. So I guess a question for you, Tucker, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want, which I respect, but is it definitely the end? Is there a chance to save this, or is it over?
I hope one day that this can be brought back. And I never want to admit that something's over. I don't ever want to admit that, but for the near future, the focus is making sure that these kids have somewhere to go and we can help wherever we go. But transparently, I hope one day it can be brought back, because there's a lot of people that really, really don't want to ever see this go. And I don't want to ever believe that one day these doors won't open again. But for right now, it's very real. It's a decision that's bigger than just cutting tennis. And we realize that now. And that's the most I can say on that topic, to be honest with you.
No, that's absolutely fine, Tucker. That's absolutely fine. Look, I think I'm speaking not only behalf of UTR, but on behalf of anyone out there that is a supporter of college tennis. The respect that we have for you to come on here and be honest and share where you are right now as a human being and where your players are. I think the respect there from everyone is so high. So thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for offering advice to the college tennis world. If you need help from anyone at UTR, we are here. Pick up the phone, call us. If any of your players need help, pick up the phone and call us. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. But the appreciation factor to come on here and do what you're doing right now is huge. So I wish you personally the best on the next step, on whatever you choose to do, whether it's where you are or whether it's in another aspect of coaching or outside of coaching.
Yes, sir.
I wish you the best. So thank you, Tucker. And if there's anything else you want to share, go ahead. But
no, I love this sport. I mean, I started as a high school coach and an NAIA coach in California, where we had 2 cases of balls for the semester, and we took a 0-win team and won the conference during COVID. Moved across the country without my family to Texas Tech and worked for one of the greatest men I've ever met in Todd Petty. Met so many amazing people. Worked for free for 2 years or a year and a half, and was able to have this sport took me from nothing to something, and the people here made it all worth it. And people like you and people like everybody around, these coaches, the amount of support you guys have shown to me and my family and this program, it really, really, really means the world, and something that's been really difficult. Personally, I'm not done. I'm fired up. I'm hungry. I'm here to help anywhere I can, and I'm not done coaching. But just the one thing I would change is I would reach out more. I would be there for people more. I would continue to collaborate more. This industry, we have to be better at collaborating, and that's from personal experience. But again, I just want to show my appreciation to this tennis community. My girls, you have no idea what this means to us. I wouldn't speak to anybody regarding this if I didn't think it was a platform that I think could really help, and I wanted to control the narrative for me and my girls and everybody else. I just want to say sincerely thank you to everybody. It means the absolute world.
Tucker, thanks a lot. Best of luck to you, and stay in touch, all right?
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
See you.
See you.